Sorry for those watching the recording. I started the recording a little bit late, so you missed the whole conversation about, I've been talking about what are you going to do after high school. So we got a green check mark from 12 people. Only 3 people don't know what they're doing after high school, and then some people have not responded. So please respond right now, or I'm going to move you into the inactive room. So green check mark if you know what you're doing after high school, red X if you don't. And I could just drag people. We've got the usual suspects here. And just a couple more. All right, so wow, what a difference. Last class it was almost 50-50 of people. I'm going to have to test this. So last class it was like 40% didn't know what they were doing and 50% did, but I also hid the responses, so I'm wondering if you guys are just saying you know what you're doing because you don't want to be the person that says, I don't know what I'm doing. I hope you guys are being honest, but I'm going to test this next class. All right, so you can see in the chat what some of the people are going to be doing. Some people know what they want to do for their career, and some people don't. And that's fine, you know. There's a lot of things you could do to figure out what you want to do with your life. There's ways. Military is a great way to get a lot of training. Whether you stay in the military your whole career or not, it's incredible training and experience. And some people don't, and that's okay because working a job. And if we talk about motivation here, like back to the slide here, motivation. Let's do another poll. Green check mark if you've ever worked a job for tips. Well, I remove these 4 people that are inactive. Green check mark, red X if you have not ever worked for tips. Oop. I'm still not hearing, like when people raise their hand, I'm not hearing it. So I've got some kind of audio issues, but if you guys can hear me, that's all that matters right now, I guess. I mean, I'm just going to go with that. Okay. My wife is a therapist, and it's not 100 years, but it is a while, but it's incredible experience, and it's a great job because once you get into private practice, maybe 10 years before you get into private practice or longer, but it's a job you can do into your old age and make good money, she makes $120 an hour now. She started out charging like 80 or whatever. But anyway, working for tips. So only a couple people. I recommend that everyone work in the service industry at some point in your life, and I would say sooner than later, like a restaurant, a cafe, a coffee shop, customer service job online. You can do customer service online. You can do customer service. You can be a receptionist where you're interacting with the public, where you're doing service. Incredible experience. I just listened to a podcast, some really successful people the other day, and they're saying they think that everyone should do that. I did that quite a lot myself. I did customer service. I did cashier. I served in at least 3 restaurants that I can think of right now. 4 restaurants I worked in, and it's a different motivation because you're working for that money. You're getting your basic hourly, but then your tips is based on your performance and the performance of the team. So especially if you're pooling tips where you work, it forces you to work together as a team, and it's a great experience. So I recommend that to everyone at some point. Now I want to show, now that we've been in here for a little while and everyone should be active, I want to show you guys this great video. It's less than 3 minutes. And it's about the opportunity cost of college. Okay? And so here we go. Let's watch this. It's really good. Just a couple minutes long, so pay attention carefully. So I'm going to push it out to your browser, and so you have the choice of watching it in your own browser or in the room. So here it comes to your browser, and here it goes in the room. All right. Let's hear some let's see some comment in the chat about that video. Is anyone going to college? What's happening here, people? Come on back. Anybody going to college? Yes. What do you think about that? You know, that's awesome, Benjamin. Did you know that if you get a job, a full-time job at Starbucks or Peet's Coffee, that they will pay for your online college? You know, and so, I mean, I'm not suggesting that you would go to online college the whole time, because you want to get some social experience. For example, I used to love when I went to university, 2 years in university, they had this cool university center, this big building that looked out over this lagoon and the ocean, and they used to have free comedy on Wednesday nights. And you can go and watch free comedy, and it was a stand-up comedy, and it was just incredible. And then afterwards, sometimes they would have free bands, and there was all kinds of no. Okay, get down from there. They had lots of cultural experiences going on that you're not going to get in an online school, but you can get some of the classes out of the way. Maybe part of your first 2 years, for example, go to the junior college part-time, online part-time. Some people don't like online classes in college. You do have to write more usually. So if you like writing, it could be a good thing for you. If you don't, anyway, but there's so many options, so I just wanted to mention a few. Okay, no one else, you guys didn't think that video, even I was like, wow, that video is really amazing, how they break that down, you know. And maybe because my daughter's 16 and she's about to go into that part of her life, and I'm trying to think of like how we can make this work financially. But anyway, I hope you appreciated that. I'd like to see more chat about it. That'd be great. Okay, so what we're talking about today is the Common Core standard of drawing evidence from informational text to support analysis, reflection, and research. And the goals for today are explain how producers use rational choice theory, demonstrate the importance and effects of the profit modem. And I should also have in there opportunity cost, understanding opportunity cost. So I need to change that. But anyway, so you know, this is pretty common sense, but we're going to have the third person from the bottom read this here, just the stuff in the yellow box there. Little baby steps here. Quincy, if you could please just read that part right there for me. Rational choice. And use the video if you would, if you're brave enough to do so, like teachers do. Go, Quincy, go. Oh, Quincy doesn't even have a red X. Oh, there, Quincy's back. So microphone required. You do not have to use the video, but you can. And if you do, you'll get 10 points towards your participation credit. So 5 points for reading, 10 points for showing yourself on the video and reading. Go. I can't hear you yet. Let's try again. I can see you talking. Go again, Quincy.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, thanks.
Okay. All right. You want me to just read the whole board? That's it?
Just the part in the yellow, actually, that little part.
Okay. Rational choice, a decision-making process that compares the benefits and costs of an action.
There it is. 5 points. So now you just email me and said that you read in class, and you get 5 points towards your
All right. Thanks.
towards your participation. Thank you. Would someone else like to read the stuff on the right and use the video? Only if you're willing to use the video and get your 10 points of participation. There's got to be someone here. I see a lot of names in this class of people that have participated before. Anna, looks like Alyssa wants to do it. Yeah, video. We're taking it to the next level here. So yeah, you have to do video this time. You want to read without video, maybe later in the class, but right now I'm looking for someone to use the video. Any volunteers to get your 10 points? You got to get 50 points per quarter, 100 points per semester participation. So get it done early. Get it done. So how this is going to work, the participation thing is we're going to do little pieces like this, 5 points, 10 points, and then next quarter or maybe later this quarter, we're going to start doing it on Fridays. We'll probably start doing it right away because there's so many students. You're going to be presenting something like your TDA or part of your TDA in class using either the microphone or the video, and then that'll be worth like between 20 and 30 points. So you get a big chunk for that, and then the smaller little pieces as we go. Okay, if you have a microphone that does not work, you need to get that fixed. So if you have a Kava computer, contact tech support. If you don't, talk to your parents. Go to, you're going to have to figure this out. You're all eligible to have a free Kava computer. They have all computers made in the last 15 years should have a built-in camera and microphone. You do not need an external microphone. See, I'm just talking straight to my computer. There's no device. It is a requirement for this course, and so your grade will probably drop a whole grade if you do not, if you just blow this off completely. Now, if you do have some kind of anxiety disorder or something like that, you'll have the option of making a video. Please contact me if that is the case. Okay, James is going to do it. Oh, James, I will change your class time. I'm sorry I haven't gotten to that yet. James is going to get on the video. James just started last week, but he's going to do it because he's bold. Go, James.
Hello. Am I reading the right side?
Yes.
Okay. Business look at monetary cost and benefit, and consumers look at monetary cost and benefit and non-monetary costs.
All right, excellent. So email me, and you're going to get your 10 points of participation. That's so awesome.
Cool.
And he wears a beanie, which is cool. Cool beanies are cool. Do you have an enormous nose ring?
No.
I thought I saw a nose ring. Anyway, that's awesome. He did it. Let's give him a round of applause. It takes courage, right? But it's really not that hard. Was that hard, James? It's not that hard, right? Okay. And some things that seem really scary, and then you do them, and you're like, yeah, that wasn't that hard. I could have done that. Really good. All right. So, again, back to what I was talking to you about at the beginning. As you're thinking about your life, your career, your job, your next phase of your life, and what you're going to be doing, think not just about the monetary cost and not just about the non-monetary cost, but think about the non-monetary benefits that you're going to get. The experience that James just had, not just points, but he's got confidence. He just did public speaking. Okay? And more of our life is going to be online, so we're going to be doing, video conferencing. Maybe he'll be running a company someday, and he'll be like, okay, team, we're going to do this. We're going to go out there and sell 1 million fidget widgets, or whatever. He's going to be talking to his team and saying, okay, I need you to do this, and you organize the squashes, and you get the honey, or whatever, So these are experiences that you're going to get from your jobs and from your school that you can't put a price on, but it makes you a better person. It gives you a rush of excitement or nervousness or fear or whatever. Okay. So profits and losses. Okay. So this is pretty basic concepts, right? Is that companies are trying to make a profit. Producers, I should say. So the producers are trying to make the profit. And profit is the difference between revenue and cost. So revenue is all the money that comes into a company. In the chat, please, what is the cost of running a business? What are some of the costs? Think of like a factory or a restaurant or a store. What are the costs of running a business? Please, in the chat. Okay, so breaking even is when the costs equal the revenue. Yeah, so the cost is, and often that's the biggest cost, is paying people to work for you, so the employee cost. Electricity, rent, these kinds of things. Okay, and then, so if you're turning a profit, it's called being in the black. And if you're not, if you're losing money, it's in the red. And you can do this and get a write-off, a tax write-off, for a certain amount of years. Like if you're self-employed, you can do that for 3 years. But producers are trying to reduce costs, increase sales, reduce waste, and these kinds of things. Okay? Any questions about that? Is this class over at 10:30? Oh my gosh. We keep running out of time. Okay, so let's do a couple quick quiz questions. So, could somebody please read this question here and then the options? Thank you, Quincy. Go for it.
All right, which explains how revenue is determined. Do you want me to read the answers too?
Yes, please, the options. And if you put your video back on, you get 5 extra points. So that was cool. Go for it.
Okay. A, the maximum. The maximum level of benefits is figured. B, the cost of subtracted from revenues. C, gross domestic product is calculated. And D, the amount of money bought in by sales is calculated.
Okay, so everyone, let's just use the chat. What do you guys think it is? A, B, C, or D? I just said this on the last slide, people. Okay, some people think it's B, some people think it's D. So costs subtracted from revenues is what? What is cost subtracted from revenue? Okay, very good, Colin. Excellent. So it has to be revenue is the total amount brought in. Okay, that's why it's not called income or something like that. It's called revenue. And in a person, it's called gross. Your gross. It's also called gross. It's your gross income. A person is called total gross income or something like that on your taxes. Okay, excellent. So, which best explains what profit motive pushes producers to do? Oh, we're out of time. It's the end of class. That's right. It's minimize cost and maximize revenue. So, The official part of the class is over now, but if you have a question or need help with something, I've got 10 minutes before my next class, so stick around, otherwise you guys can take off. And let me just show you this last slide here. We got 2.8 quiz tomorrow. If you need help, I've also got those optional office hours. And don't you think it's wrong that only one company makes the game Monopoly? That's a little economics joke. I think the unit testing is next week. If you have a mic issue, Adriana, you're going to want to contact tech support. Let me give you that. It should be in your homeroom announcements. The tech support information should always be in your homeroom classroom announcements. And I actually put it in, I think I put it in ours too. If I don't, I should. Let me check those for you. But I'm going to put it, it's right, let's see if that lines up with Quincy put. Thank you, Quincy. So there's, I would use the web form because then you don't have to wait on hold. They'll call you back. So there's the tech support information. And that's a great question. Yeah, Quincy, you just email me that you're in class. Exactly. All right, thanks, Quincy. Have a great day. Okay, James. I'll show you.
The question about a discount rate, when you talk about our cost of capital, that's worth bringing in, because Charlie and I don't have the faintest idea what our cost of capital is. We think the whole concept is a little crazy, frankly, but it's something that's taught in the business schools, and you have to be able to answer the questions, so you know, we're not a business school. But we have a very simple arrangement in terms of what we do with money, and we look for the most intelligent thing we can find to do if we've got money around, or if we don't buy and sell businesses this way, but in terms